Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from our sponsor, Ethico.
Handling multiple compliance cases can often feel like navigating a complex labyrinth. Ethico introduces simplicity and intelligence into this chaos with our custom workflow automation. By automatically routing cases based on your unique criteria, we turn the maze into a clear path forward. Envision a compliance process that's not just effective, but also intuitive and adaptable to your needs. It's time to redefine efficiency in your workplace. Embark on this journey of transformation at ethico.com/CPN. Book a demo and explore the white paper by Tom Fox, 2023, The Year in Compliance, to discover a world of seamless compliance management.
The Daily Compliance News for February 23, 2024, the Corruption Tax Edition. And we begin with that story from the Ohio Capital Journal, which says that a corruption tax is what Ohio utility customers have been paying because of the corruption of FirstEnergy. They have functioned in the same manner as tax increases, regressive ones indeed. This is not Nigeria. This is not Indonesia. This is not Kazakhstan. This is not any place that is known for bribery and corruption. This is the great state of Ohio, yet the citizens of Ohio functioned as essentially paying kickbacks in the forms of bribes. So if you wonder about the invidiousness of bribery and corruption, the FirstEnergy case really gives one of the best examples we have, because Ohio utility companies now want to raise rates, but customers said, wait a minute, you were engaged in bribery and corruption. Why should we give you something? Next up from Reuters, the Department of Justice has named its first AI officer as new technological challenges arise for both the department and enforcement. Lisa Monaco last week gave a speech where she said that if a crime occurs using AI, it will garner increased penalties. Well, now the DOJ has named its first officer as it tries to grapple with the transformative effects of AI on both enforcement and the criminal justice system. Next up from Financial Times, an article about the 4-day work week, where it quotes one executive that there is a drop-off in staff effort and discipline needs to be maintained. Every person slips at some point, but productivity will slip, and that employers want to crack the whip on this pro-employee issue. And finally, child labor. Just as we had a corruption tax in the United States in the form of the FirstEnergy bribery and corruption scandal on the citizens of Ohio, we have child labor here in the United States. And the New York Times reports that Fayette Janitorial employed at least 24 children between the ages of 13 and 17 to clean out slaughterhouses. How do you like them apples? Well, once again, this is not, you name the foreign country that we think of as the usual suspects around child labor. This is here in the United States. Now, of course, the MAGA hat wearing Republicans want to do away with all child labor laws. And certainly it's a big difference between a 13-year-old and a 17-year-old. But these laws were put in place to prevent the abuses from the 18th and 19th century. And now it looks like we're backsliding and heading back in that direction. As I mentioned in the opening of this new podcast series, Compliance Tip of the Day, we are sponsored this month by Ethico. Are you struggling to close cases? Well, Ethico is here for you. Take advantage of their innovative approach to empathic issue intake, streamlined case management, and enterprise-wide disclosures. Learn more about how you can crowdsource risk management at scale at ethico.com/CPN. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.